Welcome back to the pilot boat build, and we're now at the painting stage for the hull, and this will form part 8. And the colours I've chosen are a red for the anti-fouling, a blue-black for the hull side, and for the decking you saw before I turned it over, you saw that there was a green, and that is to represent the non-slip feature that you find on working boats and also leisure boats. The paints I use are Faro and Ball, and I should point out that's the Portuguese pilot boat that a friend of mine took a photograph of when they were on a cruise. You can see the green on the deck, the anti-slip material, blue hull and the anti-fouling showing. Now I should point out that to get a good finish on these boats you need a range of wet and dry papers, abrasive papers, to rub them down between coats. And you can see that I've actually masked off between the two colours there, and I use a masking tape which is specific for model making, and that comes from Cornwall Model Boats. And there it is. It's 10mm wide, and I think there's a good bit on it. You get two reels of that for about, I think it's about £6 for 2 reels. It lasts a long time, but you can reuse parts of it for bits and bobs. And just there you can see the paints, the Faro and Ball, I should say. Yes, so that's represents the anti-fouling. That's Rectory red. And Faro and Ball sell direct, and they're £4.50 a tin. They're sample tins, and the delivery from Faro and Ball is free, so that's excellent. It comes by FedEx. And this is the hull side. Oh, we've gone back to yes. This is the hull side, and that is a blue-black called Hague Blue, and I quite like the finish of that. It's restrained. And this is the decking colour. I did try an emerald green, it was called, but it didn't work. It was too light, but this seems to works quite nicely. So yes, you have to start off with your primer undercoats, which I use an exterior water-based by Dulux, which you rub down between coats, and then once that's all, you're happy with the finish, then you can apply your paints, which are actually water-based emulsion type paint, but the pigment is so finely ground by Faro and Ball that it gives an excellent finish. And what will happen next is that when that's fully hardened, which takes a couple of days, then it will be sprayed with a clear acrylic varnish, and that, although it's not, you can't keep immersed in water for long periods, for the amount of time these boats spend in the water, it's perfectly acceptable because you dry them off afterwards anyway, and it does give a good finish. So we'll see that in a moment. The hull has now had its clear acrylic spray. It's had 2 coats. I don't rub down between coats, I just spray one over the other, and you can see it does deepen the colour. Now, although this is actually called a matte acrylic spray, it does produce a slight sheen to it, and I quite rather like that. So as you can see, it's just a lovely finish. I don't know if that's clear on the video, but it certainly is in real life, and that will protect the paint from abrasion. And you can see the line which differentiates between the whole side and the anti-fouling colour, the blue, black and the red, and there will be a white stripe around there, and that is trim line. It's a stick-on white line that comes in different widths, and in the past I have painted a white line by masking off, but these plastic stripes are very effective and they will go on. So the next stage will be to spray the deck, and to do that I'll have to mask off inside so I don't want spray on the inside of the boat, and we'll see that in a moment. And now the deck has had its 2 coats of the Rust-Oleum. This is the Rust-Oleum Crystal Clear Matte Finish acrylic spray. So thanks for watching this, and join me for part 9.